Hello, viewers. This is Major General Neelendra Kumar for the YouTube channel Lex Concilium Foundation. In the playlist Going Strong, I am in conversation with Major General VK Singh, a very distinguished officer from the Corps of Signals, where he rendered more than 37 years distinguished service. And apart from that, he is widely respected and known for being a military author. And his book, Leadership in the Indian Army, where he has brought out biographies of 12 soldiers, the most decorated, gallant, distinguished officers of Indian Army. That is, the book is ultimately the last word in military leadership. Now, here I am talking to him about Lieutenant General SPP Thorat. In the earlier videos, we talked about his interview for gaining entry at the Sandhurst, and later on his service during the Second War in Burma campaign. And now I'll talk to General VK Singh to bring out his service as a general. And my first question to him is that comes out from page 142 of his book, where he has spoken about that Thorat had fallen out with the then Raksha Mantri Defense Minister VK Krishna Menon. Now, what was the genesis of this problem? Would you like to bring that out?
Okay, in May 1957, General Thimayya became the Chief of Army Staff, and General Thorat became the Army Commander, Eastern Command. As you know, Eastern Command was then located in Lucknow.
Okay.
It was looking after the whole of northern and eastern India.
It was not in Fort William then?
No. It was in Lucknow.
Okay.
In fact, I remember having in this around same time attended a wedding when General Thorat was also there as a schoolboy.
Okay.
Now, then, because Northeast was also his responsibility, and General Thorat was quite perturbed that the army has got no say in the matter. It was the Assam Rifles, which is a paramilitary force under the Home Ministry, which is looking after the border. Those days, the army was not looking after the border. It was the Assam Rifles. And everything was controlled by B.N. Malik, who was the director of the IB there. He used to decide where we will have our post and where we will not have. And General Thorat discussed with the chief, General Thimayya, and of course they, as you know, in Sandhurst, Thimayya and Thorat were in the same company.
Okay.
So they were, Thimayya was a term senior to him. So they were very close right from those days.
Mutual trust and confidence.
Yes, they had. So the Thorat discussed this matter with him. He says, I have got no say in it. We must. It is very disturbing. If something happens, we'll be held responsible, not the Assam Rifles. It is our responsibility to defend the nation. So he produced a paper, very comprehensive paper. In 1959, the paper was produced, and he submitted it to the chief. And General Thimayya had, instead of sending it to the PM, he sent it to the defense minister. At the same time, Krishna Menon had taken over as defense minister.
Okay.
When these people became chief and army commander, he came. And he, as you know, he was a very temperamental man, Krishna Menon. He thought he's the boss of everything. And he didn't even like the chief going and meeting the PM. So when this paper was produced, he took him to task, Thorat. Why we produced this paper? And he didn't put it up to the Prime Minister. He kept it with him. As far as the army was concerned, they have informed the government. These are the risks. In fact, Thorat interestingly gave a timetable that if the Chinese attack, this is what will happen.
Okay.
That they will attack for maybe a month, then there will be a lull in the battle while they replenish because there are no roads coming up there. Everything was on foot. And later it happened exactly like that. He has given that, predicted that timetable. So naturally, Krishna Menon was very annoyed. After this, they had an exercise called Lal Killa in Lucknow, which was attended by the chief and all the army commanders, etc., principal staff officers. And Thorat ran the whole exercise. He was the army commander. General Kaul by that time had come into the limelight. And
Okay.
Maj Kaul, who's a Kashmiri and a favorite of Nehru, he was a quartermaster general, but he went and attended the exercise and he differed with all the views of Thorat and Thimayya. Very, very interesting. So in that also, the same thing came out. And Krishna Menon was not at all happy with him. So that this is the genesis of the differences between them.
And this continued as long as Thorat was in
Yes.
service.
It continued till the day he was in service. Even later it continued.
Okay.
I'll come to
Krishna
that.
Menon didn't like him,
Didn't like him at all.
always opposed him.
They both retired, Thimayya and Thorat, just before 62 war. They retired in 61.
Okay.
And Thimayya recommended that he should succeed me as the next chief. But Krishna Menon did not agree at all. So somebody else was made the chief. Later,
Yes.
which I think will be covered in the next question, when Nehru.
Yeah, the issue is, it is believed that you have written in your book that the intelligence chief that time, IB chief, was B. N. Malik.
Hmm.
And it is believed that Malik once reported to Nehru that Thimayya and Thorat were planning a coup.
Yeah.
They were trying to overthrow the government.
Yes, that is true. You see, when Thimayya retired in May 61, it was expected that Thorat will become the chief. He was also a
He
decorated
will succeed.
DSO. But by that time, Thimayya authority has been undermined because of his resignation.
Yes.
Because of differences with Krishna Menon, he resigned. Later, he withdrew the resignation. But he could not convince the PM, let's make him the chief. So, they of course they have to consult the other people. The people who didn't want him to become chief, naturally, the defense minister is the main chap.
Yes.
Raksha Mantri, he recommended that no, it should not be made. One of the reasons was that B.N. Malik, that intelligence chief, said that the Thimayya and Thorat are planning a coup. So it will not be advisable to make him the chief.
And the government must have been alarmed at
They-
such a news, such a report.
So, and these, no reason will be given. These are unsubstantiated that they are planning a coup. If you read the history of these guys, the amount of damage they have done, Mr. B.N. Malik and Mr. Kaul, General Kaul,
Yes.
he was an ASC officer and he wanted to become the chief. Can you
Yes.
imagine?
In
And-
fact, he was the chief of general staff.
Yeah,
CGS. Yes.
after Quartermaster General, they made him CGS, and then he became the co-commander looking after NIFA. During 62,
Yes.
he was, they wanted to, when the Chinese thing escalated, the co-commander general was one Lieutenant General Umrao Singh.
Yes.
That time the Corps headquarters was based in Shillong. In
Okay.
fact, General Umrao is related to my wife. He's my wife's uncle.
Okay.
And in fact, he got our marriage fixed and all. Then Rao Singh went and told army commander that this job is beyond the army. They said, you know, that the famous quote is there when they said the Chinese are intruded, and Nehru said, throw out the Chinese. And he told the press and everybody, I have told the army to throw out the Chinese.
Yes.
So orders were passed down the line. PMS said, throw out the Chinese. Everybody said okay. The army commander said okay. The co-commander stood up to it. He said, I don't have the troops, I don't have the resources. It's impossible. So
Who is the corps commander?
General Rao Singh.
Umrao Singh. Okay.
Rao Singh.
Yes.
That was the JOC 33 Corps.
And he was replaced by Kaul.
Yes. Now he was not replaced. That is the beauty. They thought that if we replace him without any reason and cause a hue and cry, they divided the corps into two.
Okay.
The northern portion, including Nifa, they created a new corps headquarters, 4 corps.
It was split.
And Kaul was made the GOC.
Okay.
So a new corps headquarters was created where the responsibility of the Chinese border, Nifa and all that was given to them, and the rest remained with 4 corps. And then Kaul, as you know, he went there, started issuing orders. The signals were the most involved. He used to every day dictate messages running into 20, 30 pages directly to the Raksha Mantri and so on. So and they had to be enciphered. Those days there was no book cipher. The whole night the signal center staff used to be busy enciphering those messages. Then they were sent by Morse code or by teleprinter, then decoded in Delhi and then put up to him. I mean, directly he used to write. He was not writing to chief or anybody. He was writing to the Raksha Mantri.
Raksha Mantri.
Yes.
Yes.
I mean,
And then I believe he fell sick or was
Yes.
hospitalized and
He
was
fell
replaced
sick.
by Manekshaw.
That happened later. He fell sick. He was evacuated to Delhi, and he did not hand over. He said, "I'll command my corps from here," and he kept on doing that. Imagine, he was commanding the corps from his bed in his home in Delhi. Then after a few days, he became okay. He went back there. Then after the fiasco, naturally he was
Yes.
removed. And then Manekshaw came from Staff College on promotion,
Yes.
and then he became the corps commander.
Okay. Now, sometime later, down the line, it is said that there was a meeting between Nehru, Thorat, and perhaps Thimayya, and where their report, which was prepared earlier in the Lucknow-based Eastern Command, and that was handed over to Krishna Menon, that issue came up. That fact came to surface. Would you like to say something about that?
Yes, you see, as you know, in the 62 war, there was a lull in the battle.
Yes.
First phase was over, then there were no hostilities, and it was expected that either Chinese will draw or they'll start again. And Nehru got a shock after seeing the way all the civils had to evacuate. You know, even the prisoners were released in Tezpur, the notes were burnt in the treasury. I mean, there was such panic among the civil government. Then the Thimayya had also retired, and Thorat had retired, and Nehru knew that Thorat had been looking after it, so he called Thorat to Delhi.
Okay.
He says, Thorat, all this was happening. What were you all doing? You didn't tell me. He says, didn't tell you? We have submitted everything in writing to the government. And he gave him the paper. This is what has been recommended. So when Nehru saw it, he was stunned. He says, why was this not shown to me? So Thorat says, perhaps you can ask your defense minister this question.
Okay.
He'll be better qualified because it was given to him. Then Nehru didn't like it. Krishna Menon was pet. He says, Menon, why you all you have got a knife into him? He's a very intelligent man.
Yes.
So Thorat says he may be intelligent, at least we have not seen any example of this.
Yes.
Anyway, so this after that Nehru cooled down, and then he asked for a cup of tea, and
Okay.
then he became his normal self. Then he told Thorat, Thorat, your Maharashtrians are like mules.
That's
It is
something
very
great.
difficult
Now
to
tell
decipher.
me, yes, you must have been in NDA during the Chinese War of 1962.
Yeah, we were
Now, as a
in
cadet, you had only access to, say, perhaps radio news, like anybody else, or the newspaper whenever it came to the ante
good,
room in NDA. So, what was the impression amongst the cadets at that point of time?
no, but, we were all worried that our training will also be shortened, like in IMA. That was a very foolish step the government took. They shortened the training period in IMA.
Yes,
People who have had only 3 months training, military training, were given commission, sent to the regimental centers, given commission.
the
Who had
training period was cut short.
on 30th January
Yes,
30th June 1963, 3 regular courses were commissioned. Apart from it, emergency commissions.
okay,
Hundreds of emergency commission officers were, and by this time war was over. 1963, there was no inkling of another war.
yes,
But the civilians in the Ministry of Defense, whatever it is, they said, "नहीं, we must
right,
जिसने किया हो, they wanted to do the same thing in NDA.
okay,
And this we came to know because we were under training.
okay,
That General Brigadier Hoshar Singh was still the deputy commandant.
okay,
Later, in the second phase of the Chinese operation, Hoshar Singh was a decorated soldier. He was airlifted, made the brigade commander of the Sailor Brigade, and he lost his life.
yes.
But when this proposal came to NDA to shorten the training of
The training period.
training period, he put his foot down. He said, no, this will not be done here. So, and thank God for that. That training was
Better
not,
sense prevailed, yes.
yeah, it was not disturbed. 6 terms remained 6 terms. There
Okay,
was not a day was cut off. But
right,
in IMA, they made such a mess of it, and nobody knows who's senior, who's junior. IC numbers were initially EC numbers were allotted to regular officers.
okay.
For example,
Quite an
21st,
extraordinary situation,
uh,
even in the
for
training academy.
example, 21st NDA course became 30th course, was to pass out in December 62, passed out on due date with
Okay,
1 year training. 22nd course had joined them. They were 6 months junior.
yes,
After 6 months, they were told you will pass out. They were given EC numbers and passed out.
okay,
Can you imagine a regular officer being ex-NDA being given a EC number? Then later they changed it to IC number.
okay.
Such confusion was there in Delhi.
It was
Nobody
an
knew.
extraordinary situation, and people didn't know how to sort of tackle it.
Later, when 32nd, 33rd, 34th course passed out on the same day, the IC numbers were given battalion wise. Nobody knew who's senior. I remember in 66, I was doing a course in Mao, short course, radio relay course. There were officers, some RSO wing, some signals, and etc. Dinner night, they started fighting. He says, I'm senior. One chap said, no, I'm senior. They were all, उस टाइम ये वर्ड नहीं था,
हाँ,
क्या क्या नाम है, अग्निवीर नहीं तो they were real अग्निवीर.
they were real activities.
In
Something
many
great.
ways, they were.
Yes. Thank you very much. Be with us. This conversation will continue. Thank you.